H-1B visa has always been the most important path for the Indians whose dream is to work in America. For decades, companies have used it to bring the most skilled employees from the foreign, especially in the firms of IT and engineering. Until now, the process, though expensive, but it was manageable. But the recent announcement of American President Donald Trump has shocked every Indian citizen whose dream is to work or study in America. And our Prime Minister Narendra Modi is propagating the Atmanirbhar Bharat. Is this Atmanirbhar or self-reliant is possible? Let's get all the answers. Welcome to Youturn and this is Nandini Madheshwaran. On September 20, 2025, American President Donald Trump has made an announcement. Through a formal proclamation, he ordered that employers must pay $1 lakh fee for the H-1B petitions filed for the worker outside the United States. This order shocked every Indian citizens. The announcement even created immediate chaos in the United States. Many companies warned their employees against traveling abroad, and even foreign workers rushed to book their return tickets. And immigrant lawyers worked overtime to decode the order. These immediate chaos happened only because of Trump's immediate order. So, what is this H-1B visa? The H-1B visa is a work visa that allows the American companies to hire professionals from the foreign or other countries for some of the specialized jobs. It's especially common in the field of scientific research, technology, engineering and medicine, which is also called as STEM. Employers had to pay the regular USCIS fee and anti-fraud fee and sometimes premium processing adding up to a few $1,000s for each employees. There was a lottery system fixed with the cap 65,000 general visas and 20,000 US master degree holders visa. Year after year, the demand far exceeded supply and most of the Indians dominated the approvals. In fact, in the fiscal year of 2024, Indians received nearly about 71% of the H-1B visas, which meant roughly about 283 approvals when for the Indian nationals according to the reports of USCIS. This USCIS confirmed the rule and the change took effect on September 21st of 2025. At the same time, the USCIS also increased the registration fee of the lottery from $10 to $215 for the following 2026 fiscal year. The ones who feel this shock most is the Indian IT servicing agencies and staffing companies. In fact, Indian IT companies like Wipro, TCS and Infosys have relied on sending engineers to the US on H-1B visas to serve their clients on site. For a mid-tier IT company that files hundreds of petitions a year cannot offer that much of $1 lakh for every petition. It is simply impossible. Analysts already have said that these type of mid-tier companies will be the hit for hardest. Analysts have already said that these type of mid companies will be hit the hardest because they do not have the giant pockets like Google or Amazon. Staffing agencies that move consultants from one project to another in the US is also at risk because every new replacement will cost an additional $1 lakh. Even hospitals and medical associations in America raised alarms. The American Medical Association warned that US medical care highly depends on the foreign doctors and residents, and this new pay may worsen the shortages. And for Indian families, this announcement has thrown their plans into chaos. Students who are waiting for their H-1B jobs are in threatening stage, and families waiting to join their spouse in the US are suddenly facing an uncertain future. The scale of India's exposure explains why this is such a big deal. According to the UCIS statistics shows that no other country come close to India's share. With more than 70% of the approvals going to Indians, this impacts as an earthquake for the major Indian IT companies and migration ecosystem. The Ministry of External Affairs of New Delhi openly admitted, saying that it was studying the implications and talking with Washington. When the US made it harder for the Indians to enter or to go there, other countries are making it a chance to enter into the scene. Germany's ambassador in India openly said that Indian engineers should think about moving to Germany instead of America. The German government is already expanding its visa programs for the skilled workers, and it also has some of the special reservation quota for Indians. At the same time, reports shows that China is also planning to implement a new visa called K visa, especially to attract the science and technology talent from other countries including India. Countries like Canada, UK and Australia have also joined the race, promoting their immigration systems, which is very easier, cheaper and more reliable than America's. So while Trump's proclamation shocked every Indians, countries like Europe and Asia have joined the race, began to attract the very same talent where America is now pricing out. Back home, Narendra Modi gave a strong message. He said that this is what exactly happens when people of India depend too much on the other countries for job. And he also repeated his call for Atmanirbhar Bharat or self-reliant India. And he also stressed that dependence is a weakness that India must overcome. Now the question is, can India be really a self-reliant in this area? The answer or the reality is not bright as the government projects. Of course, India produces millions of STEM graduates, but how many of them are actually getting a high pay or high value jobs inside the country? Most of the graduates still chase opportunities from abroad because the local market cannot observe at the same level where the other countries prefer. India's IT service industry is large, but most of it runs in outsourcing and low-cost contracts and not on cutting-edge innovations. Companies like TCS and Infosys can move back more work to India. But will the client accept the same quality and standards? Germany, Canada and Australia can be the opening doors, but it cannot replace the scale of opportunities the US provided through the H-1B visa. So when the government talks about self-reliance, we must ask, what are the real resources available around us? Do we have enough domestic demand or research fund or global scale companies to give our young talent what they seek? Or are we going to simply repeat the slogan of Atmanirbhar Bharat without giving the proper structures to support it? The truth is, India still heavily depends on the foreign markets, foreign technologies and foreign jobs, and that's the reality. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.